My voice audible?
Target.
Sorry for the inconvenience, students. Please. In continuation with last class. In today's class, we shall discuss the learning method. Learning method. Okay. 3 basic learning methods are there in your neural network training. So among these 3, supervised training, supervised learning method, unsupervised learning method, and third one, reinforced learning method. So among these 3, we are discussing, starting with the, already in last class I have discussed what is the purpose of this learning algorithms. So learning, which is an important feature of human computational ability, which will be changing the behavior due to practice and experience, and it lasts for relatively long time. So based on this learning capability, you need to modify the neural network weights, bias, and other parameters. Okay, so it is said that the network has passed through the learning phase. If you are modifying the weights, bias, and other parameters, neural network. Okay. So one of the oldest and famous learning method is Hebbian learning method. This method is based on correlative weight adjustment. It is the oldest and most famous of all the learning rules. So in this case, it is also known as correlational learning method. This is similar to the feed forward and unsupervised learning technique. So in this Hebbian learning method, we are going for updating the weight matrix. Okay, updating the weight matrix by considering cross product of output and input is positive. If there is increase in weight, if the cross product of input and output is positive, there will be increase in weight. Otherwise, it will be decrease in weight. So using this equation, W is equal to sum of L from 1 to N, Xi, Yi transpose. So while considering this Hebbian learning rule, they have designed the HEBnet. Okay, so in this HEBnet, you need to frame what should be the weights of your neuron, what should be the bias of your neuron. So here the Hebbian learning rule is divided into 2 parts. Okay, here the Hebbian learning rule is divided into 2 parts. If 2 neurons are activated simultaneously, means at the same time if they are activated, So their strength will be increased. That is connection signal from one neuron to the other neuron is simultaneously taking place. So if they are activated asynchronously, I mean at first instant, at the just present instant, one neuron is activated. After 5 seconds of delay, another neuron is activated. So there is no coordination between the signal. So which indicates that it is the synapse is weakly coordinated and this is eliminated. Okay, so whenever there is a simultaneous or parallel activation of both the signals, then only your signal transmission is possible in this Hebb's learning rule. So the key mechanism in this Herb's learning rule is they are time dependent mechanism and they are local mechanism, they are interactive mechanism and correlational mechanism. So the simplest form of Hebbian learning rule is described by delta W. That is small change in weight. Small change in weight is considered to be cross product of input and output. Okay. This small change in weight, whatever change is there, that is added to your original weight of your network. This is one of the best example for feed forward and unsupervised learning rule. Clear? So we will be learning the basic steps involved in this algorithm. The HubSnet is architecture. In the architecture of HubSnet, basically it is single layer feed forward neural network. It is a single layer feed forward neural network. We already learned in the ANN architectures, single layer feed forward network. Okay, in this single layer feed forward network, we have only input layer and output layer. Directly coordination of input layer to the output layer along with the weights and bias. So one additional feature here is the bias is considered along with one of the inputs to the output layer. Okay, this part, the first part is indicating your input layer where there may be n number of neurons, and this part is indicating your output layer, there may be single output. Okay, so this intermittent synaptics representation is giving you your weights. Along with weights, you need to consider the bias of your system also. So you need to update these weights as well as bias of your system in this Hebb's learning rule. Okay, hope all of you have understood. So going to the algorithm steps. So first initialize all the weights and bias to 0. Starting point, you need to initialize all the weights and bias to 0. Okay, where if there are n number of input neurons, you need to initialize all the weights and bias to 0. Second step, for each input, training vector and target output, you need to perform these 3 to 6 steps. Okay, first, set the activation for input units with the input vector. Whatever input vector is given to you, you are setting the activation for that input units. Fourth step, Set activation for output unit with the output neuron. Fifth step, adjust the weights by applying Hub's rule. By applying Hub's rule, adjust the weights. Okay, here your weight Wi mu. In this equation, you can please note down this equation. Okay, in this, please note down this equation. W nu is equal to W old plus delta W, which is indicated as change in weight. So next, adjustment of bias. Please note down this step. Bias mu is equal to bias old plus y. Okay, whatever output you are obtaining. This algorithm requires only one pass through the training set. It requires only one pass through the training set. Please note down these equations. Okay. Initially, see, we will be learning examples also how to implement this Herb's training rule or learning rule for any problem. Okay, you need to solve the problem also using this algorithm. That's why you need to coordinate and learn these equations. Adjust the weights by applying Herb's rule. Adjust the bias. Hope all of you have noted down. Okay, next. So the activation function here we are using is a step function. The function requires high one value if the net input is positive. Okay. One more thing I need to remind here is your Herb's learning rule is operating only on bipolar form. It is operating only on bipolar form. It will not operate on binary form. Okay, your Herb's learning rule is always operating on only on bipolar form. Okay, it does not operate on binary form. That condition you need to remember. Okay, bipolar form here means we are always using 1 as well as 0, -1 or 2, like that any other numericals. Okay, here usually we will be utilizing -1 and 1. So please note on this relation. Y in is equal to bias plus summation of input and weight. So here you need to identify the boundary regions for the net input. Okay, what is the necessity to learn these boundary regions is whether your problem is linearly separable or not. That is very important. Okay, here the necessity of learning the boundary conditions is whether your problem is linearly separable or not. If it is linearly separable, then only you can implement your Herb's net. If the problem is not linearly separable, then you cannot implement your Herb's algorithm. Okay. So the equation denoting this decision boundaries can represent a line, a plane, or a hyperplane. Okay. So suppose you have two inputs. The equation of a line separating the positive region and negative region is given by bias plus, say, your output y is equal to, in the last slide we have seen y input is equal to b plus summation of xi, wi. So you are considering two inputs. So b plus x1 w1 plus x2 w2. In order to verify the decision boundary condition, you are writing x2 in terms of x1. So these two regions are called the decision regions of your Hebb neural network. Okay. So please note on this example. Okay. See, realize a Hebb net for the n function with bipolar inputs and targets. You are given input and target. Okay. You need to derive the Hebb's net for this problem with the n function. Please note down the training patterns. Already you are given with input. You are given with input and you have targets. So from the table, you can. So first step in our algorithm is you need to initialize the bias and weights also to 0. W1, W2 to 0 and bias also to 0. So for calculating weight change, we are considering delta W is equal to x1 y. So you are having two inputs. Here you are having two inputs. Okay, you are having x1 and x2. So initially your W1, W2 are assumed to be 0. B is 0. Okay. So you need to calculate change in weights. So in order to calculate change in weights, x1 into y plus x2 into y. So change in bias is directly y. Okay. Hope you understood up to this point. So in continuation with this, so you need to write a table like this. These are the things already given to you. Your input, bias and target output value. Up to this point you are given. Okay. So these are the things you need to calculate. Weight changes and weights. So weight change W delta W1. So delta W1 means x1 into y. x1 into y. 1 into 1. 1. W delta W2 x2 into y. Again you got 1. What is delta B? Delta B is directly y value. So up to this point it is clear, I think. These three values. Next, you need to update your values of weights as well as bias. Your weight W1 is W1 is W0. W0 is initial value which we are assuming to be 0 plus delta W1. Okay. So for 0, you are adding up this delta W1. Similarly, W2, you are updating your weight. W2 is W0 plus delta W2. Whatever value you have achieved here. Okay. Similarly, your bias value B plus B0, initial value plus delta B, which is updated value. So when you are considering second input, when you are considering this set of input, okay, x1 1, and x2 minus 1. Your bias value is 1 and your output value is minus 1. So again you need to calculate your change in W1. Change in W1 is x1 into y. Okay, here x1 is 1 and y is minus 1. So multiplying these two. Again x2 delta W2 is x2 into y. x2 into y. So minus 1 into minus 1. You get plus 1. Okay. Delta B. Delta change in bias is directly y value. So whatever y value is there, you are representing it here. Okay. So now coming to weight, this value W1 is previous value, whatever previous value you are having, this one plus this change in W1. Okay, got it? This change in W1. Previous value already you have updated as W1 as 1. 0 plus delta W1. You have updated it to be 1. So 1 plus minus 1. We get 0 value. Okay, clear? Hope it is clear for everyone. If anyone has not understood, you can type in chat box. I will repeat this. So you are updating. Next, W2. Previous value 1 plus change in W2. 1 plus 1. 2 you got. Now bias value. This 1 plus this change in bias. 1 minus 1. 0. Likewise, you are repeating for all the set of input values. Okay, all the set of input values. Minus 1 into 1, minus 1. 1 into 1, 1. So, delta W1, delta W2, delta B. You are updating. So, finally, you got your weight, updated weights to be 2, 2 and your bias is minus 2. Clear? Hope it is clear for everyone. You need to understand clearly how to update these weights and bias. Then only you can draw your network. Okay, neural network. So, for utilizing, for training up your neural network, you need to identify whether the regions, separating the regions or not. So for that purpose, we are using these equations. X2 is equal to. So writing this basic equation from the algorithm given. Okay. So substituting all the values, you get straight line. X2 is equal to minus x1 plus minus 1. So similarly, for all the input values, for all the bias and weight values, for all these 4 cases, you need to cross check whether it is having separating the lines or not. Okay, this is you need to identify whether the solution is having linear separation or not. Okay, then only you can draw the Hub's net. So here you can observe from the previous table. Okay, first solution, second solution, third solution. You can observe in this output. In this output, y already given in the output, you are having 3 negative values and one positive value. Okay, three negative values and one positive value. So here separating line. So only one is positive and the other three are negative. Final output. The line is separating the boundary region. So it is linearly separable. So finally you need to draw your your hub net for the end function utilizing two inputs bias as well as updated weights and updated bias value. Here you remember in the table, in the previous slide, in the table we have updated finally at the end of your table. You have updated your W1, W2 and bias to be 2, 2 and -2. Okay. So these things you are utilizing to represent in your HerbNet. Okay. Finally in your HerbNet, you are utilizing the updated weights as well as your bias. So this is the HerbNet neural network after completely trained for your end function x1, x2 with the weights w1, w2 which are to be 2, 2 and bias to be -2. Hope it is clear for everyone. Okay. So moving to next example. So in this example, you are asked to solve the HerbNet to train the pattern for XOR function with bipolar input and targets. Already, while representing Heckler-Pitts neuron model, we have seen that XOR function is not possible to represent your Heckler-Pitts neuron model. Okay. Here, let us try it again. So, your inputs are given. Inputs are the inputs present in your XOR truth table. Randomly, some bias and target values are given. Output target values are given. So, assigning initially your weights to be 0, 0 and bias also to be 0. Please note down and work out this weight changes and weights. So all of you are voting down. Please take 2 minutes time and please note down all this input, bias, output, target values as well as this table also. So here the weight changes are called using the same formula. Delta Wi is equal to xi into y. Delta b is equal to y. Okay. Hope you have noted down. Please try it and verify whether it is possible to draw the HerbNet with HerbNet for the XOR function. Obviously, it is not possible. You can observe here the weights, final weights you have and bias you have derived are 0, 0, 0. If you are observing the separating line condition, that is final weights, final bias, everything is 0. Okay, so it is clear that separate line cannot be drawn. So herb rule cannot be used to train pattern pertaining to XOR function. Okay, one more example I have here. Please note down this. Please note down this. I'll share it to you in your group. You can work out. Using Herb's rule, find the weights required to perform following classifications. Vectors given 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1 are the inputs. Okay. With the target value 1. So totally you are having here 4 inputs. 4 inputs x1, x2, x3, x4. Okay, they have given in numericals only. And the other 2 vectors are not members of class with a target value -1. They have mentioned like this. Okay. You need to understand how to represent this thing. Are members of class with a target value 1. So, first case, all ones. Okay, target value 1, 1. Second case, second vector, -1, 1, -1, -1. The third row in this table. Okay, here also again your target value and output is 1. Your second row components and fourth row components are not members of class. So here your output values are -1. Output values are -1. Okay. So you are asked to train X vectors as input and test the response of the network. Clear? So you need to calculate all these weights, 4 weights, as well as your bias, and you need to update your weights and bias also. All these things. W1, W2, W3, W4 and B also. Okay. So you need to calculate change in weights, change in bias, and you need to calculate updated weights also. Okay, clear? So finally you have final output. You have like this. The weights are finally -2, 2, 0, -2, 0. So there is you are verifying the linear separability. Okay, for all the input vectors equals the target values mentioned. So Herb's rule can be used to train this pattern. You can even draw the pattern also as single layer neural network. Okay, with x1, x2, x3, x4. You can draw the neural network with certain weights mentioned. What are the weights mentioned finally? -2, -2, 0, -2, and your bias is 0. Okay. So if you have any queries, you can ask me. The session is going to be ended within 3 minutes. Hope it is clear for everyone. Please try to work out in your book. Then only you can clearly learn how to draw the Herb's network for any given sort of problem. You can try out for OR gate, NOT gate, and NOT gate also. Okay. So With this, I'll close the session, and in tomorrow's class, we shall continue with the other type of learning rules. Okay, thank you.